Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the constitutional reformist. Quaid-e-Azam Part 101. Jinnah, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the constitutional reformist. Well, when we talk about Montfort reforms, amongst other contributory causes for this development was also the unstated pressure exerted by United Congress League stand. Had such pressure not been there, it is highly unlikely that the British initiative would have been forthcoming. Jinnah's contribution towards the United Stand was significant. It was he who endeavored and succeeded in creating an ideational unity between the League and the Congress. In addition, he had them committed to demand for reforming the Indian Consul during the League and the Congress session of 1913. Where it was Jinnah who had moved the resolution for consul reforms in both the Congress and the Muslim League sessions. The intent of these resolutions was a share in the power of the Government of India between the Secretary of State for India and the Indian members of the Council by having at least one-third Indian representatives elected by a constituency composed of the elected members of the Indian Central and provincial legislators. A bill to this effect was to be moved by the Secretary of State for India in the British Parliament. To lobby for these Indian aspirations, a deputation upon Jinnah's initiative then visited Britain. A bill was finally moved by Lord Crewe, then the Secretary of State, which got adopted by the House of Commons but rejected by the Lords. There were other consequences of this, though not all were beneficial. To add to Jinnah's disappointment, a revengeful Raj now exerted pressure vindictively for a postponement of the annual session of the Muslim League. Scheduled for December 1914, rationalizing this fiat on grounds of the outbreak of First World War. Of course, not just Jinnah, but others too, had difficulty in accepting both this facile explanation and proceeding order. Well, right now I can read a footnote for you. The official British version of the self-government envisaged as a step towards in it the Montfort reforms was at variance with the Congress understood it to be. And it is there in the appendix 2 is a note that brings out quite clearly the different versions' viewpoints. Jinnah, now a member of the, let's come back to the content. Jinnah, now a member of the Muslim League Council, continued to concentrate his efforts despite the imperial opposition towards convening the Muslim League session in Bombay. This move in turn was vehemently opposed by the Raj supporters amongst the Bombay Leaguers, like Haji Qasim Mitta, Maulana Rafiuddin, who acted largely upon the suggestions from Lord Wellington, then Governor of Bombay. Jinnah did finally succeed, and in December 1915, sessions of both the League and the Congress were held in the same city for the first time, largely again on account of Jinnah's initiative. At these sessions of the two principal political parties, in the admirable spirit of cooperation prevailed between the Hindu and Muslim leadership. These sessions appointed separate committees which, after consultation, evolved a common constitutional formula for the next installment of reforms. In holding the meetings of these committees, it was again Jinnah who worked assiduously. It is from such initiative that was eventually born a famous statement of Gokhale's about Jinnah's being an ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity, of which testimonial Jinnah made substantial use later, forging a consensus for the Lucknow Pact 1916. Credit also accrues to Jinnah for making leaders like Tilak agree to the issue of separate electorates, which support helped greatly in keeping other stalwarts like S.N. Banerjee, otherwise vehemently opposed to the idea of separate electorates, in check.